Hey everybody, what's happening? So, this is a day of eating video, but not one of your typical day of eating videos, because this is going to be a night shift day of eating. I had to work later tonight, so I've got all my meals, all my food ready for work later tonight. Now, I see all these YouTube people and influencers and stuff, you know, they do these videos and you're with them every meal and they're actually eating. And I did a video like that a few years ago. But I can't film this stuff for you guys at work. So I'm just going to stand here in my kitchen and go over exactly what I do. So night shifts, I don't eat a whole lot different on night shifts, but I do make some changes because there are some things I'm a little more concerned with when I'm on night shift. One is hydration. I'm always concerned with hydration, but on nights, for some reason, I just feel, I don't know, it's easier to like forget to drink so much and stuff. And then your electrolyte balances and stuff, this might just be anecdotal, but just like you're supposed to be asleep at night, not awake. So I feel like it's easier for that stuff to get kicked out of line and stuff. So I try to really make sure to stay on top of hydration during night shift. Then I want easy to digest foods. I find a lot of people, you know, it's hard to eat at night. Things don't digest as well. So I like to stick to things that kind of get in and out faster. Like on a day shift, instead of white rice, you know, if you follow me for any length of time, you know I like nutrient dense foods, you know, good satiating foods. But on a night shift, instead of eating like quinoa or something like that, like I normally do on a day shift, I like to stick to things like white rice, that sort of thing. That's just easier on my stomach. And another thing on night shifts, sometimes it's harder to eat as much as on night shifts, but for some reason you always get those cravings for the sweets. So it's very important to stay satiated on night shifts. There's always snacks around at work, and if you're a little bit hungry, it's going to be really hard to refrain from eating the garbage. Happened to me last week. I ate like 2 big bags of Doritos on night shifts with my friend Mike. Like, yeah, so stay satiated. And then of course, energy. Night shifts suck. This, you know, if we were supposed to be working all night long, we'd be able to see in the dark like cats, and we can't, so whatever. Okay, so here's what I do. So talking about hydration, first thing when I wake up, I have one of these little noon tablets in about 16 to 20 ounces of water. This is about 20 ounces I got right here. These are great little tablets. I have one first thing before every night shift, and a lot of times on day shift too, instead of just drinking water. It's a good way to balance out your electrolytes and stuff. Now, I just feel like I need it after I wake up, after sleeping all day. I don't have 2 or 3 of these throughout the day, because with the wide variety of foods I eat and stuff, I just don't feel like that's necessary. And they do make these with baking soda, so they fizz up in your water all nice and stuff. So if you have a bunch of these throughout the day, there is a potential you could shit your face off. So I just have one first thing in the day with about 16, 20 ounces of water to make sure I kickstart the day with some good hydration and all that's in whack. Now, my first meal I got ready here, I eat before I leave the house. So for this one today, I've got about 1.5 cups of steel cut oats here. Now, you don't have to do steel cut oats, but I find regular oats with gluten, I'm not an anti-gluten person or whatever, but I find they irritate my stomach, and more so on night shifts when I'm talking about digestion stuff. So the steel cut oats do digest better for me. And even if I do regular oats and soak them in water due to overnight oats, things, stuff, they just don't sit well with me. That's what I found. So I like steel cut oats. So I've got about 1.5 cups here. I add some cinnamon to it, cinnamon. You're gonna find through this video I'm horrible with pronunciation, so sorry. And I've got 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in here. I love chia seeds. They're great, omega-3s and everything, and they'll give you energy. The Mayans used to eat chia seeds before they went into battle for energy, so it's a good way to kick your butt into gear before night shift when you're just waking up. And then to this, I will add, I've got approximately 2 cups of strawberries here. Try to eat some fruits and stuff. I want to get a wide range of minerals, micronutrients and stuff throughout the night to keep me as healthy as possible when I'm up all night when I should be sleeping. So I've got about 2 cups of strawberries here. These are just frozen, but they're organic. I like to eat fresh strawberries because they're very voluminous, you know, and they fill you up. And a cup is only 50 calories, but just there's not always a good selection of strawberries at the store here, and there wasn't a good selection, and I didn't want to buy a big pack and have them go bad before I could eat them. So these are frozen, they're still good, and these are the organic ones. I do spend a little extra for the organic strawberries. Now, I will also add a date to that. Organic dates. Dates are great source of minerals, antioxidants, and it's a little extra fiber, and they taste great. So I'll make my oatmeal, I'll heat it up and everything, then I'll throw in my date, my strawberries. Now with that, I will have 1 scoop of whey protein. This is just whey isolate. Okay, so normally on day shifts, I don't do protein shakes at all. I try to stay away from protein shakes, but first when I wake up before night shift, talking about the digestion and stuff, whey protein, it just digests real easy. Like, it doesn't take anything for you to digest some whey protein. So I do use it on night shifts. I know whole foods I prefer to stick to. I tell everyone to try to stick to whole foods, but hey, you're not getting much sleep, you're up all night, you wake up. It's going to be easy on stomach, good source of fast protein. So that's my first meal before I go to work. I have my oatmeal, my whey protein, my strawberries, my date, and I got some chia seeds in there. Okay, first meal at work. I have 2 cups of jasmine rice. I've got 4 omega-3 eggs here. I was actually only planning on having 3 eggs tonight, but I just accidentally threw an extra egg in there, so oh well, I'll have 4 eggs. It's good. I'm going to be hungry, I'm sure, anyway. And then I have some microgreens in here. So a couple things I want to talk about. I eat a lot of vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables. Every time I say cruciferous vegetables, I want to say carnivore vegetables. Can you imagine if we had carnivore vegetables and you reached into the fridge and to get a tomato or something and then the broccoli grabbed you on there? Anyway, so I eat a lot of greens. They're the most healthy foods in the world. But here's the thing. On day shifts, I eat big green salads. I eat broccoli, Brussels sprouts with every meal. On night shifts, it feels like they take up a lot of room in my stomach. Don't digest so well. I don't know, it makes me feel bloated and gassy and going to the bathroom more. And it's just a thing I've noticed from working night shifts ever since high school. I can't do like big salads and stuff. So I buy broccoli sprouts and stuff like that for my greens on night shift. And super excited that a really cool guy I know here in town, him and his wife actually started a microgreen business. So this is a good way to get some good low volume greens. So normally I would buy broccoli sprouts and that sort of thing from the store, but since he started this business, I'm going to be using a lot of his microgreens, and I'll add these to every meal so I still get my greens in. Microgreens are very concentrated. I did a little video a little while ago on the benefits of microgreens and how good these microgreens are from Highland Micros here in Fort McMurray. So I'm not going to go too in depth about it today, but they're very concentrated, very healthy, in many situations even healthier than the full-grown counterparts they have. So I think this is one I have here is bok choy, and I just take a whole bunch of work with me, add to every meal, and just throw them on everything. And with that, I'm going to have about a half a cup of baby carrots. So baby carrots, the fiber in baby carrots, they digest really well for me. So again, because I'm just not eating so many vegetables, I have some baby carrots on night shift. And the carotenoids and stuff in baby carrots, they're awesome for you. They're great. And with that, I will add some black pepper and some turmeric. I add this to every meal. I know this is kind of a holistic nutrition type thing, and whenever you say that, people shy away from that sort of thing. But I'm going to do a whole video on this stuff in the near future. Maybe it's all in my head, but either way, I don't care. It's helped my bad hip a lot. If you guys have followed me or whatever for any amount of time, you may know I've been dealing with some nerve issues, and this has helped reduce the pain. And maybe it's placebo, but I don't care because the pain is less. So I add black pepper and turmeric to every meal, and I'm going to talk about that more in the future. Now, With my eggs and my micros and my carrots, I will actually have 1 kiwi as well. Kiwis are one of my superfoods, so I have a piece of fruit with every meal every night. Just helps keeping all those micros and macros going. Like I said a couple times already, I want to have the micronutrients and everything in as good a balance as I can during night shift when I should be sleeping. So lots of fruit. So I have kiwi with that, and now I have 2 cups of jasmine rice in here. Now I know you follow me, I'm all about unprocessed, nutrient-dense foods. White rice, it's kind of processed, it's not nutrient-dense, but like I've already mentioned, I just want stuff that's like kind of in and out of my stomach nice and easy. And something like brown rice or quinoa or whatever, it doesn't sit so well with me on night shift. So I've got some jasmine rice. Now, I do make my jasmine rice with this organic, low sodium chicken broth. I just go half and half. Like if it calls for 4 cups of water, I use 2 cups of water and 2 cups of this, and it makes the rice taste delicious, and it does add a little bit of nutrition to your plain white rice. So grab yourself some of this at the store, it's good. Okay, next meal at work. I have some bison and some sweet potato. This was actually frozen, so it doesn't look the best, but I've just got it thawed out now, but it's delicious. This actually came from a local business here in Fort McMurray that I get a lot of my meals through, not all, but a lot. Dedicated Kitchen up in Eagle Ridge. They're excellent. So I really want to be mindful of the saturated fat I'm having. I'm already eating eggs, and I like to have eggs on night shift because, like I said, minerals, vitamin B, vitamin D, biotin, lots of good nutrition in the eggs. And just like that, the red meat, hemi-iron, B vitamins really helps keep me going on night shift. I feel better when I do have some red meat. Now, in saying that, I am being conscious of the saturated fat I have in my diet. There's a lot of heart disease, stuff like that. My goal every day, I should say there's a lot of heart disease and stuff like that in my family. So my goal every day is to keep my saturated fats below 20 grams. Sorry, washing machine's going, whatever. This is real life, it's not perfect. Anyway, so when I do eat red meat, I've switched to a lot of bison instead of beef. So it's just a little lower saturated fat, little lower calories, and it's delicious, especially this ground bison from Dedicated Kitchen. And with this, I have sweet potato. I try to eat sweet potato every day. Like kiwis, sweet potatoes are one of my superfoods. I've discussed at length a lot of times how great sweet potatoes are. And the great thing about sweet potatoes for night shifts is sweet potatoes contain both soluble and insoluble fiber. So since digestion is such a big deal for me on night shifts, that fiber, it's going to be in your stomach, helping everything go through nice. And with that meal, I will throw some more of my microgreens on it. I'll just bring those to work with me, and I'll have a little tangerine. I love these, they're delicious. Everybody knows tangerines, great source of vitamin C, very healthy. So, and I want to have 1 piece of fruit with every meal, so I got tangerine. For my third meal at work, I have salmon. So, like the bison, like the eggs, all the healthy fats I'm getting in the salmon, I talked about like not wanting to snack. All these healthy fats are going to help keep me satiated. I'm not going to be as hungry between meals when I'm getting some good sources of fats, and it's going to keep me from going back to those friggin' Doritos. So I got a great piece of salmon here. One little note, don't eat farm salmon. If you're going to buy salmon, spend the money, get wild-caught salmon. It's worth it. It's a huge difference. So I've got a piece of salmon here. Again, I got white rice. Same reason before, just want it in and out of my stomach. On a day shift, if I eat salmon, I typically eat it with quinoa, not on night shift, just something that goes in and out. And same thing, I will add more microgreens to this, probably some broccoli or something like that, maybe some pea shoots. I just mix it up. I don't have the same thing every meal. And with that meal, I am going to have another tangerine. Now, when I get home from night shift, I'm hungry, but not really hungry for a big piece of meat or anything like a big piece of meat. That's funny. Not really hungry for like a meal. I just want to go for a bowl of cereal or whatever, something like that. So what I do when I get home is I have about a cup of Greek yogurt. Now, I eat like 2% or 5% regular dairy Greek yogurt. I don't have a problem usually with lactose, but after night shift, same thing, digestion I was talking about, I usually get the lactose-free one. And I didn't this time because they didn't have any at the store, and I didn't have time to drive to another store. So anyway, just got the regular Greek yogurt. But you know, any of the fermented dairy products, if you're okay with lactose, are going to be very beneficial to your gut health. And Greek yogurt tastes great. It's a great source of protein. So with that, I had some hemp granola. So I like this because it has magnesium, and that's going to help you get sleep. And I also have a banana with that. More magnesium in bananas, plus the potassium, everything. So I find, you know, if you're taking some magnesium, if you're getting some good magnesium, iron, zinc, you're going to sleep a little better, or as better as you can when you're on night shift. It's never the best. And supplementing with those things, it's fine, it's good, but I just don't find it's the same. I think the bioavailability is much higher from just getting it from real foods. So I try to get as much of those minerals and those electrolytes as I can from real foods. So the hemp granola, and this one tastes great. Again, it's organic here. I do spend a little extra for some organic stuff. So this hemp granola, banana, and my Greek yogurt, it's going to help me sleep a little better. I know eating right before bed, it will affect your sleep. You don't want your stomach digesting stuff. You want some good uninterrupted REM sleep, and a bunch of stuff going on in your stomach could interrupt that. You could wake up a little gassy with some gut rot. But when I get home, after night shift, I'm just jonesing for a bowl of cereal or something. So I have the Greek yogurt, the hemp granola. This one I got here is honey and oats. I just get a bunch of different flavors, usually whichever one's on sale. And with that, to help with satiation, so I'm not hungry, and for some more good healthy fats, I just have some peanut butter. What I really like in this meal is some almond butter, but I'm efficiently frugal. I'm cheap, and the peanut butter was on sale this week and the almond butter wasn't, so I got the peanut butter. Still good. So my last meal of the day, I have about a cup or so of Greek yogurt with about a half a cup of granola, my banana, and a tablespoon of peanut butter. Now, this isn't exactly what I eat every night. I try to mix it up, get a wide variety of foods, and not eat the same thing every day. Sometimes that's hard to do because you just want to be lazy and prep a whole bunch. And I do that sometimes, and I'm fine eating the same foods every day. I can eat the same meal over and over again. I don't have a problem with that. But I do try to mix it up. But this is a typical day. And one thing I should say, I almost forgot with eggs. Every night I work, I do usually eat eggs, but eggs are one of those things people are really sensitive to allergies for, in that. My son was allergic to eggs for a long time. He had a very severe allergy. So one thing that I've learned, if you are eating eggs every day, mix up how you prepare them. Like these are hard-boiled eggs I have here. I just find, I don't know if it's just an anecdotal thing I found or if there's actually some data somewhere that supports this, but I find your stomach handles eggs a lot better if you just rotate how you prepare them. So, you know, have an omelet one day, poach them another day, hard boil them another day. Just don't eat them the same way every time. But this is a typical night shift, so I cover my hydration. I eat a lot of easy, digestible foods. I make sure I get all my mineral, electrolytes, everything covered. And this helps me feel as good as you're possibly going to feel on a night shift. Hope you found it informative. Hope you like it. Now I'm friggin' starving. Peace.